Okay, jumping right into it, I've applied tape to my eye following my lower lash line, and to prime I'm using my NYX Jumbo Pencil in the shade Milk. To set that primer, I'm going in with this matte white shade in the Tartelette Bloom palette called Charmer. Now I'm going into my original Tartelette palette, and I'm going to take this really light pink shade called Caregiver, and I'm going to sweep that into my crease using my Sigma E35. And I'm not going to be very careful where I put this color, but I'm just going to make sure that I keep it to the outer half of my eye. Now to further deepen up that crease, I'm going to go into the same palette, and I'm going to take Force of Nature on the same brush. To create my wing, I'm going to be using these three shades from the In Bloom palette. They're called Sweetheart, Rebel, and Leader. So I'm taking the lightest color, which is called Sweetheart, and I'm using that with a pencil brush, and I'm going to create my wing shape. I'm going right on top of that with a darker color called Rebel. It's a little bit darker and a little bit more rust colored, but I'm basically just popping that right on top of where I put the Sweetheart color. To define that wing a little bit more, I'm going to take Leader, which is the darkest color, and I'm going to apply that right on top of Sweetheart and Rebel, but a little bit closer to the tape. Now to brighten up the inner corner of my lid, I'm going to be using that matte white shade called Charmer. This is the same shade that I used to set the primer, and I'm also going to put this underneath my eyebrow to highlight my brow bone. Now we can take off the tape, and you'll see that we're left with a really sharp line. For concealer today, I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Sand, and I'm just popping that underneath my eye, my chin, down the bridge of my nose, and on my forehead. And I've already done my other side of my face, so I'm not going to do that for now, but I'm blending that out with a damp Real Techniques sponge. To get really close to my wing, I'm using this concealer brush, and I'm just going to pop the concealer underneath there just because it's a little bit hard to get that nice sharp line using a sponge. Now I'm using my RCMA No Color Powder to bake underneath my eyes and anywhere else that I tend to crease. And this is a new technique that I've been trying lately when I bake. So instead of sweeping the powder away, I just damp the sponge with setting powder, and then basically the bake just dissolves right into your skin, and it leaves you with a really nice highlighted finish, and it really mattifies the area as well. For my lower lash line, I'm going in with that darkest color that we used called Leader, and I'm taking a really tiny angle brush, and I'm basically just connecting the wing to my lower lash line and keeping that really dark color very close to my lower lash line. To blend that out, I'm going back in with a mixture of Sweetheart and Rebel, which are the other two colors that we used to create the wing, and I'm just using a pencil brush to blend out the Leader shade and make the lower lash line nice and smoky. Now I'm going to draw the thinnest line possible along my upper lash line, and for that I'm using my ink liner by Kat Von D. To smoke that out, I'm going back in with that tiny little angle brush and that deep maroon shade called Leader, and I'm just basically smoking out that liner a little bit so it doesn't look as harsh. Now I'm just going in with a coat of mascara before I pop on my lashes. For lashes today, I'm going to be using our Ardell 160s, and I'm just going to apply those as close to my lash line as possible. And then I'm going in with another coat of mascara because I want my eyelashes to be extra thick today. And I'm also going to apply a coat to my lower lashes before I go in with a white eye pencil in my waterline. Now I'm going in with whatever's left on my foundation brush to mute out the natural color of my lips, and then I'm going to line them with Rock and Rose by Jordana. For lipstick today, I'm using Veronica by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and just applying an even coat of that all over my lips. To bronze up my skin, I'm going in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm just applying that underneath my cheekbones, on the apples of my cheeks, and on my forehead. For blush today, I'm using this one by Bare Minerals called Floret, and I'm being very, very light-handed with this because this blush is super pigmented and I just want a little touch of color on my cheeks. Now I'm just plucking some stray eyebrow hairs that were driving me crazy, and that's the finished look. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.